My boy Kratos paid me $7 to do it. Let's hop on in. Do 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 do. So I haven't played ESO in a long time. I don't even think I passed through like the basic tutorial stuff. So I'm gonna be finishing that up now, I guess, like during this hour. Do, 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 do.
Mans could just create a whole last new character.
I mean, I already got her here, and if I created a new person, it would take up part of the hour time. Have less time to hang. ESO. Oh, Kitty said ESO is so fun. Hey, I'm glad that you vibe with ESO. I haven't really played a lot of it, so this is gonna be. I can't use the door right now. The fuck does that mean? I gotta talk to this person, I guess. Damn. What the fuck? Did I make a short character in this game? She's really tall, if I'm not short. Let's see. They make the dialogue in this version like really obvious. It takes up like half the screen. Okay. Do 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 do.
Yeah, you definitely made a short character.
You you gotta swap places with someone for the prison cell to work? What if you put me in the prison cell and then learn I'm innocent? You better have a guilty person to put in if you need to do the swap out. Let's see. Oh wait, could you put like an animal in the cell or whatever? Give them like some food and some water? You could probably make it accommodating, I guess, for like an innocent person until a guilty person can replace them, maybe. Hmm. Okay. I noticed it didn't give me a lot of like options of stuff to say. So it's interesting that there were like pseudo choices. Either continue talking or say goodbye. Best dialogue choice. Excuse me, I'm sorry, what? So she's standing on a glowy thing. And now I'm just swinging a sword a lot. Still swinging a sword a lot. Are there like combos?
That's a big ass sword for you.
Oh, thank you. I or told the blacksmith if it's not at least as tall as my whole body, I don't want it.
I'm surprised you can swing it.
What?
Fuck.
Nigga been practicing. Wait, you think I just bought the biggest sword in the house? Wasn't ready to actually use it?
I mean, kind of.
So, is this more or less what the combat's like for like non-casters? It's just a lot of swinging.
But the combat's like for most games, most Skyrim or like Elder Scrolls games. Big sword.
So what is she doing?
That's part of why I've never liked like the warrior class, is just because of how boring it is as far as combat. I always like being a spellcaster because you have a bunch of different options for what to use.
Okay. Enter the Angkor mooring. I agree with that, Kratos. I made the mistake of the first time I played D&D. I played whatchamacallit. I played like a sword fighter that had magic as like a
fighter?
yeah. I played like a fighter with like a magic secondary class or whatever, and I didn't really like it at all. Like I very quickly learned my mistake.
Double clap for your first time?
Um, I don't think it was a double class thing. It's like one of those like specialties you can get for a class.
You get like, I believe it's like 3 specialty like spells like for every character anyway. I'd have to relook at my character sheets from the past to remember.
I think it's called like a spell sword or something.
Or spell slot?
Not spell slot, spell sword. Like I'm trying to remember what it's called, but you know how you can have your class and then within that class, without it being like a second class, you can have like some kind of like specialization kind of thing. I'm trying to remember the term. It's been a minute since I played D&D. I don't really like D&D that much. Gerard would probably know if he was here. He's really into the D&D stuff.
Something you gotta have the right people to play with.
Or AI Dungeon 2. You also could just hit an alternative. Or Jank
Here's my thing
Heroes.
though, AI Dungeon 2 gets super boring though, because if you're not playing with more than like.
I mean, does it get super boring? What's the longest like solo campaign you've done in AI Dungeon 2, my guy?
Probably like 40, 50 turns before I was like, alright, I'm done with this.
What? Dude.
But that can just come down to like the patience of the individual.
Let's see, I'm gonna talk to the prophet. I feel like there's always so much more you can do. Uh, I remember Godzilla and I once talked about the.
Yeah, I can do in D&D. Well, I mean, you don't even really have to use D&D. Any trading card game, really, as long as it's like based around a good like story or a good type of world. You can.
Well, part of the appeal of AI Dungeon 2 is that you can get that like single player experience, so you can play at like your own pace whenever you want. Um, and also you have like an extra like unpredictable element of it, where it's not necessarily just whatever your friend wants at a certain time. It's like whatever the AI is like down for you to do. But the AI is also really like malleable. It'll always go kind of with what you're doing to like a certain extent. Whereas I feel like when I play D&D sometimes, if I say I want to like take the story in like a really different direction, the DM probably has like plans. I like that the AI doesn't have plans. Like it's.
See, that's because you're having a shitty DM, though. A good DM will let you do anything you want and will figure out a way to incorporate their plans into the story you want to make.
Well,
Yes.
part of what I like is that the AI doesn't
And
have.
when things like that happens, where like the DM, you know, builds the story around what you want to do, and it all comes together. I think it's a lot more rewarding of an experience when it's shared with other people live.
I agree. I definitely agree. It just feels like it doesn't. It feels so much more like. I feel more alone when I'm playing like AI Dungeon 2 than I feel like anytime I'm playing any type of tabletop role playing game.
Like, I personally take the cons of having a person DM, like what Nick was saying, um, human bias, things like that. I definitely take the cons of that over the lack of socializing that comes from AI Dungeon 2. That's why when I do play AI Dungeon 2, I always prefer to do it multiplayer or doing like Ultimate Volition or playing it with someone else rather than just by myself.
Are you guys not hanging out with the
I definitely agree there.
NPCs?
No, see, like the NP, that's not the problem. Is like the NPCs, you can't really talk to them too long in AI Dungeon 2 because if you do, they start to like the AI can only do so much before it starts to like jumble stuff up and things get confusing. So you can't really like question an NPC all that much before it's like, oh, this doesn't even feel like an actual story anymore.
Yo,
This NPC is just bringing around.
I talk to the NPCs all the time. I don't know. I feel like they're like hype as fuck. I'm surprised at how like in depth the characters can be in AI Dungeon too.
One of the biggest problems that I've seen with me playing AI Dungeon is I the story starts off with a big quest. I know exactly what I'm doing, all that. I have this big adventure I'm going to go on, but the game just turns into me only building a relationship with this one or two NPCs, and like the AI just kind of switches it from this big grand quest with many NPCs to, oh well, now you're just hanging out with this one NPC, and that's the story.
Well,
Yeah, I do agree there, yeah, but that's mainly due to I believe the way the AI is built. I feel like if we let the AI dungeon, or iterations of the AI dungeon, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank right now. Well, the AI per se, if we get more iterations of that, I feel like they could get to a point and remember every NPC, what they're doing at every moment. It's just right now it seems like that's not the route they're going.
Also, hi Kitty, welcome.
Kitty asked, "Where's Godzilla?" That's a good question. I have no idea where
Hello.
Godzilla is. Welcome, Kitty. It's good to have you.
Yeah, I agree. Where is Godzilla? Hi, Kitty.
Hello.
I think world info is useful for getting the game to remember all the NPCs. Oh, how's work, Kitty?
How's what?
How's work, Kitty?
It's just interesting. It's interesting.
Hmm. Well, I hope it goes well, and I hope that you have like a productive but like fun time with work stuff.
Thank you. I hope you all are having a productive, fun time with work stuff too. Unless you're off of work, then.
Why does it have to be productive?
Well, I mean, if you're working, you would want it to be productive, right?
Do you?
Well, I
I mean, I
mean,
want my work to be productive.
I have to be productive. I own my own business, so if it's not productive, then I'm out of a job. So I am. Huh? Say it again.
I'm still working, unfortunately.
I hope that you're having a good work day so far, my dude.
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
Hey, but a slow work day at home means you can do like background stuff.
Yeah. Like watch ESO.
Bon.
Indeed. So, are you a Khajiit? You're a Khajiit.
I am indeed a Khajiit. I like how quickly you can go through the text in the online version.
Oh no! I think that's one of my least favorite parts because I always skip over somewhere, and I'm like, I can't even go back. I'm a save.
Mm, just as it needed to be.
Perfectly balanced.
Let's see. I've noticed I've talked to like 3 NPCs in a row without actually having to like do much of anything. Like I keep walking up to an NPC thinking they're gonna tell me to like kill 7 beetles or like some like basic MMO thing. Um, I
They will.
okay.
Wait, are you sure you didn't? I thought you were supposed to go somewhere else. Um.
Nah, he's skipping it. He's skipping it.
Oh.
Or he knows
Okay.
it.
Uh, that may be why.
Let's see. I found a
Um.
book.
Doesn't this game it auto levels to whatever level you are, right? I think. I'm pretty sure.
So if I stay low
I don't
level,
know how I
nothing
agree
will
with that.
get past me. What were you
What were
saying,
you
Paul?
saying, Paul?
I don't agree with the game auto leveling everything.
Is it me? I feel like I don't know. My headset. I feel like I can't. Hmm.
I don't think it's
What is
you.
that?
It sounded like Volt said, I don't like games auto leveling or. And it sounds like he kind of cut out at the end. I couldn't tell if he just stopped after that or if it like trailed off kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my bad. Let me fix my mic real quick. So what I was saying was I don't agree with auto leveling. And game.
Mm.
Like, where everything around you just becomes whatever level you are. I feel like if it's for a set piece of a story, it should be at that story level.
The game should definitely force you to have to level up.
I don't know about
Unless
that.
you.
I agree.
Mm.
Like, that's part of what I liked about, I think it was Assassin's Creed Origin. That did not have level scale, or most of the Assassin's Creed games don't have level scaling. Like the world doesn't change the level just because you decide to go into a
Voice said
specific.
why.
Oh yeah,
Flavilla,
extra
get
speed.
yourself in the stream, Flavilla.
I remember I
yourself in the
do that. Let's see, what you
Welcome,
guys...
Godzilla. It's good to have you.
Oh, hi, Godzilla. Happy to see you.
I like his new name.
His new name makes it sound like he's in like the Blood Gang, and they have like enemies that have a Z in their name, so now they don't say Z's. They replace them with B's. What's my objective? Is it the big red thing?
Assassin's Creed Origin, there was this one
JJ
area
Voice said Z's.
that I was super underleveled for, but there was this guy that I was just really determined
Flavia
to
said,
beat,
bitch, why am I here?
even though he was like,
Because we love you, Flavilla.
but it was just a fun challenge to try and take down this guy, even though he was like levels above me. But in games where the world scales its level to you, it's kind of hard to challenge yourself quite in that way.
I agree. I remember learning the hard way the like weird situation with the like leveling in Origins.
Oh dear God, my TTS nightmare!
So just to qualify, was there an L? I don't know if I heard you correctly. Was there an L or?
Bad Wolf said production at work. More like exploitation.
That sounds like
But
a
what
Ryan
if you
thing.
worked for yourself? Is that exploitation? Okay.
Ryan's like, you're out here exploiting yourself somehow. Tankman said, hello, Kitty, how are you? And then Tankman said, and hi, Vol.
I'm doing well, Tankman. How are you?
Woman shot in the back. I will say this game does look
Bad Wolf said
good.
you are forced into a wage system by capitalism.
Oh my God, no!
JJ
Why?
said TT
Why? My ears are gonna bleed.
So how would you like us to avoid a wage system?
JJ the Voice
If you would like, Wolf, I would be more than happy to take donations to never work again. If you wanted me to help, get me out of the wage system, I think that is a great idea.
I do think
Wolf said it's time to stop.
I do think free money is definitely always something I'm open to as well.
Absolutely. We'll pay all of our salaries from here on out.
Oh, for real, Ryan? I agree with that. I'm down with that.
This does seem like the best idea. I'm glad that this is Ryan's idea, that he was totally down for and suggested.
Bad Wolf said free money. Why does money exist?
I agree. Why don't we just use the barter system, my guy?
Why don't we just use
bartering?
The Ryan system, my guy, where he just gives us money? It's such a good plan.
Chancey's doing well. He's laying down, Tankman. He's just being the best little baby in the whole wide world. He's so cute. I won't wait for him to
See, once you get that Ryan money, Chansey can be lying in piles of $100 bills. That's the
Oh
Ryan
yeah,
plan.
just
JJ
gonna
the
go
boy
ahead
said.
and swim through. That's a wonderful idea.
Oh, am I trapped? Did I fall in the hole? Nope, I'm not trapped. That's good. Okay. Who do I need to talk to? Are they like across the water?
Didn't our well, never mind. I guess we can't mention his name anymore. I was gonna ask about an R. Kelly song, but then I remembered. Yeah, no.
JJ the boy said ass. Bad Wolf said I don't have much money.
Bad Wolf, but you already agreed, so.
I mean, maybe in order to escape the wage system, one person has to take one for the team. Like one person needs to like get paid the wage so they can pay the way for everybody else.
I agree. I think Wolf is the person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is the chosen one, my guy. He is chosen for this task.
He chose himself for this task willingly. Everybody else was in the wage system. He was like, no, no more. No more suffering for my peers, just me.
JJ the boy said C C C C C C C C C C C.
This constant ear rape is fun.
I think it's so funny. I don't know why.
I think it got me the first time because it was very unexpected. Afterwards, I'm like, it's kind of more of the same.
Wow, the scenery is so pretty.
I agree.
That's what I love about Elder Scrolls. It's so pretty.
I feel like something about ESO.
Bad Wolf said I didn't propose such a thing, nor did such a thing be agreed to. Nor does that actually free you from the wage system.
It does. Like, I would never have to worry about it again, and it would all be because of you.
Right. See, we can do
JJ the boy said fat tat fat 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 fat.
We can do the like.
Bad Wolf said if I died you would not be freed from the wage system.
Oh, Ryan.
Globulus said SO is really fucked.
Ryan, you'll live
That's
forever,
so
my
morbid.
dude.
Yeah.
Wolf said touch me, and then just touch me, until I can get my satisfaction.
That's from that one song.
Why does this reminds me? What's the train station in New York City?
Globulus
really
said I
pretty
got
one
a new
that
video game.
has astrology at the top of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna guess. Is it called Central Station?
Yes, that is correct. Yes, that's it. This part reminds me of. That's how you know I haven't traveled in a while. Like,
Bad Wolf said astrology.
well, or astrological symbols. You know, at the top when you look at, I don't know if you
JJ the
ever
boy said.
stared at the top of Central Station and looked at the ceiling and looked at the artwork up there. I thought it was astrological. I could be wrong.
Ooh, a Google is always nice for these situations.
Like constellations?
Oh yeah, maybe this the
Bad Wolf said I've never been to New York. New York.
You've never been to New York? Oh my goodness.
I've also never been to New York.
So,
That's where I plan to live one day.
if you've never been to New York, it is everything they say in the movies, especially New York City, is just as magical, just as dirty, just as vibrant.
Just
like
as dirty.
you could go.
The grind, it'd be real.
Bad Wolf said, why would you want to live in New York?
I just always wanted to live in New York. It's where I've always, like that city calls to me.
New York is vibrant, and you know what? If there are pouring
Bad
out
Wolf said, where in New York?
I don't know, I'd be fine with being a bum in New York.
No. Cold. It's really cold. Like, you're used to California. It is freezing there, and I'll be honest, like, it is magical, but the people are kind of, they can be mean. No offense to New Yorkers, but...
Bad Wolf said a dead person in New York.
No, I think both would do okay.
Quite cold areas. There's this area
Oh.
I've lived in called Big Bear, if you've ever heard of it. It's here in
Big Bear?
California. You get like 8 feet of snow,
That sounds amazing. I love snow, but I don't really get a lot of it where I'm at. But I would love to see more snow.
Amazing until you get until you can't get out of your house.
Oh, that sounds well.
Bad Wolf said moves to New York to freeze to death.
I love cold weather because I get hot really easy, and I hate being hot. So I'm really used to like really cold weather. Like some people think like 40 degrees is like terrible and like way too cold, but that's like almost perfect weather to me as far as temperature.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would freeze to death because I am anemic anyway, so I always have to do like wearing jackets and stuff anyway. So yeah, I'd probably be cold as shit there, but I'd still love it.
For me, even in the winter time, I have to.
I'll be right back. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Oops, see when you get back, Kitty.
Even in winter time, I have to sleep with 2 fans blowing on me at full blast.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Bad Wolf said, love, what about living there?
Love, what do you mean love, what about living there? I'm so confused.
I think he's asking, like, what would you love about living in New York?
Well, mainly because, like, I have, like, an artist's eye, so I'm always, like, looking for something interesting to draw, and it seems like the one city you would find the most. Besides, like, maybe a city in Japan or something like that.
The city with the most interesting stuff to draw. I don't think I've ever thought about, like, that question before.
Bad Wolf said lots of concrete to draw.
It's the people. My favorite thing is to draw people. The expressions in their faces and birds. I like to draw living creatures. So there's a lot of that there.
Okay. I can vibe with that. I feel like if I was going to go somewhere to draw, maybe I would go to like Iceland or something. I like their like belief in like magical creatures that they have, and the fact that they consider the mountains to be like giant that got caught in the sunlight and like turned to stone. I would probably like draw the mountains.
Bad Wolf said there are people to draw in other places. There are even bigger cities.
Yeah, but are they as interesting of cities as New York?
I guess it depends on the city. What about something like, I feel like my lack of knowledge in geography is showing. I want to say Hong Kong. Is Hong Kong a city? I feel like it is, but I feel like I could easily be wrong.
Bad Wolf said there are older and more interesting cities than New York.
To me, if I don't want to spend like a whole bunch of money trying to like buy a plane ticket and then like figure out a whole different language, like learn a whole new language and all this extra stuff just so I can go to a place to draw like interesting people, I would go to New York. Or yeah, if I had the money and like the time to learn a new language, I would definitely move to like a city outside of this country. But there's not really any interesting cities outside of this country, or even in English-speaking place besides like maybe London. But like London is like everybody says they want to go there at some point. I've never seen the attraction to it.
I don't think I've heard a whole bunch of people say they want to go to London. I hear a lot of people say they want to go to Paris.
Bad Wolf said when you don't know much about cities outside the USA.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't really care to try and learn more about cities. It's not like my big subject I'm interested
in. That is always like an interesting thing. When you end up like talking to people about stuff and they'll be like, ooh, you don't know about like X thing, but you also don't care about X thing. it can lead to like interesting interactions. Let's see. Tankman said, because I'm too lazy to watch the stream back. So I missed something that he said. I think it had to do with AI Dungeon, like a previous message. Kitty said it's about a futuristic battle tank, man. Really good. Kitty said, I will hop on voice chat a little later. Okay. Ballin', no problem. Excuse me. So Volt, they've introduced all the forces in Flash now. What do you think they're gonna do next? Like, we've seen all the forces, at least from the comic. I don't know if they're gonna introduce more. Um, but what do you think the next episode has in store for us?
So we just got introduced to the Still Force. So I think the next episode is either where we're going to be like reiterating a fight between one of the three new forces that had just been like introduced, or it's going to be a break from that entirely, and it's going to be like more of a detective-esque episode to figure out where they came from.
Interesting. Also, I was working while I was watching it, and I feel like I missed something. I noticed during the last scene, Barry is just chilling there with everybody while like Cisco and Chester are talking, and I'm like, didn't Barry lock himself in a thing to heal? When did he get out of that thing? Did he get out of the thing and I just missed it?
You don't see him get out of it. You didn't miss anything really in that last scene. It's basically like they're welcoming him back from his like comatose state from trying to rest and recover. So I guess over like the span of like while we're watching the time stuff happening, he's actually finally recovered to the point where he can awake.
Okay. Oh, I have a question, because this confused me too. How does Iris know that Cisco and Chester are back in time? Because when they're trying to solve the time thing, they essentially are like, yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. And then Iris has a line where she's
like it's up to Cisco and Chester now. Yeah, that's the exact line I think you're talking about. So it confused me at first too. So I went back and I rewatched part of that episode, and what I realized was they were talking about before she says that line. They were talking about how one of the sensors where Cisco and Chester were like setting it up had been kicked off, and that's where the center point of everything had come from in a nearby town. So they were like, "Oh, I'm guessing they're probably on the case type thing." Like it seems like in the newer episodes, there's a lot more like you have to jump to conclusions about certain stuff, but you do kind of get the sense that they like found out that it was where Cisco and Chester were at because they were setting up one of those beacons so they could sense when like the forest gods like got closer to the city, you know.
Mm. I mean, that makes sense. Because they need some way to track these, like, force people. I don't know how I feel about the forces being, like, the main bad guys. Does that mean that we're only gonna have these, like, three bad guys for the whole season?
Well, it looks like this season's about to end. Season 7's going to end, so it's going to end much like season 6 did, where we got like half of a bad guy series, and the other half of a bad guy series will come back in the other season. But I feel like we'll at least get a decent answer as to what's happening, like, and how they like why they're on Earth right now and battling it out, trying to kill the Speed Force in before the season ends.
Mm, okay. That's good to know. Do you think the forces dislike each other? Or do you think the forces just dislike the Speed Force?
See, this is the weird thing, is because it seems like the so the Speed Force was rebooted by the Flash, and after that, after the Speed Force gets rebooted, you get that scene where like the lightning strikes to the ground, and it's like four or five different like lightning bolts get struck to the ground, and then the stuff ensues where we actually meet the different Force gods. The whole thing that really weirds me out is how, like we were talking earlier, Dion seems to completely, like, not even know anything about his powers at all. Like, he's just a normal human being who had a shitty life, and much like Barry, got struck by a bolt of lightning that gave him the ability to, I guess, play with time, basically. So I'm not sure if, like, the Speed Force is the only, like, actual totem that we were talking about, and the others are just, like, fighting about, like, it's really hard to say if they really know each other or not. Because, like, even the psychic one, he had a really, like, he didn't even talk about the Speed Force at all. Didn't come after the Speed Force. He was only really just trying to cause chaos.
That's fair.
So I think there's something the Speed Force isn't telling us, and it's, like, actually, like, maybe it was actually trying to stop them from whatever they were doing on Earth. But it couldn't, so then it went to Barry, and then it was like, I don't know what's happening, can you help me out?
I am curious to know if, like, the Speed Force is keeping secrets from them. I was kind of surprised they kept having these scenes where it seemed like Iris and the Speed Force were, like, trying to bond, and Iris couldn't tell if, not Iris, the Speed Force couldn't tell if she was really welcome or not. That was, like, a thing for a hot minute.
Yeah, and then if you notice, there's that final scene where they, like, they invite the Speed Force over to Barry's house, and then Barry, he was, like, hesitant for a minute, and he's like, yeah, for sure, and as Iris and the Speed Force are walking away, he looks at Iris and the Speed Force with this, like, unsure look. So I think there's definitely something that's going to be happening with, like, the Speed Force, like, keeping some type of secret.
Hey Nick, I found
Bad
you.
Wolf said, which would you rather get hit by lightning or bit by a radioactive spider?
Maybe the spider? I think the spider might actually not be that bad. Also, I'm glad that I found you as well.
It depends. Do we get the powers of each person? Or, like, do we get the powers of the Flash if we get hit by the lightning bolt? Do we get Spider-Man's powers if we get hit by the radioactive spider?
I was assuming he meant, like, in the real world, and you just take whatever the brunt of the punishment is. To which then I'm like,
I mean,
spider.
if that's the case, I would rather, I think, take the lightning bolt.
Oh, God.
Because a radioactive spider could cause, like, radiation poisoning, and no thank you.
Spider probably can't even hold that much radiation and still bite you, or else he would
Bad
die
Wolf
himself.
replied to Bad Wolf, you can't guarantee you get powers.
Yeah, spider, definitely. I feel like I'll survive that shit. I think the lightning bolt has a higher death rate.
Well, it probably has a higher death rate, but I'm just no good with, like, any type of, no thank you, I don't even want to test my luck with radioactive, like, anything radioactive, no thanks.
Kitty and Volt. Oh, yo, Kratos, how's it going?
Go ahead and lead the way to wherever your quest is.
Okay, follow me. It's actually right where we came from, more or less. It seems like Kitty and Tank Man were talking about AI Dungeon 2, and Tank Man was trying to join in, and then Kitty's like, well, it's like Volt's story, so it's up to him. Then Kitty was like, who would win, Mario, Luigi, or Flash? In what? Like a fight, a race, a plumbing competition? Who can, like, smash Peach the best? Like, what's going on?
All of the above at the same time.
All of the aboves? Fight, race, and smash
Are we talking
Peach?
about, like, Mario and Luigi with, like, all their different, like, active abilities, like, that they can get? Or are we, like, just talking about baseline Mario and Luigi?
That is a good question. Mario with, like, the invincibility star should technically be able to kind of whoop anybody, right? Just by touching them.
I agree.
Is this person relevant to my mission?
So she said yes, all abilities. So Mario and Luigi would have all of their abilities stacked on top of each other, just, like, facing off against each ability, because there'd be a different outcome for each ability for sure. They're all stacked on top of each other. Of course, Mario and Luigi would win that shit. That's like way more powers than the Flash is even capable of.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think the Flash could maybe Battlefield remove them for the victory?
Like, are we talking about, like, if it was on planet Earth, knock them off the planet or some shit as Battlefield removed them?
Gosh, knock them off the foot. That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, you run around them so fast, it makes, like, a space-time rip or something, and you, like, send them into the Speed Force or send them through time or...
I mean, that's just as bad as knocking them off the planet, if we're being honest here, but,
I never see niggas get knocked off the planet. I was like, that's new. I've never, because I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Bad Wolf said knocking them off the earth is what Omni-Man would do.
Actually, that's what the Immortal would do. Very early on in the animated series for Invincible, Immortal's fighting somebody, and he just throws him into space. And he says something along the lines of, like, when in doubt, throw him into space.
Bad Wolf said when in doubt, threw them into space.
Yeah. Let's see. Kitty said, not off the planet. Tayman said the universe is doom if that happens. Let's see.
We're really just talking about the way, like, it really depends on the way that Battlefield removes them for it to, like, for him to even be able to do it. Like, if there are, like, all abilities are stacked, Mario and Luigi, the only way I can see him doing it is, like, how you were saying, running around him, causing, like, a rip in space-time or something like that, or maybe, like, vortex that whips them up into the air and throws them somewhere, or something like that. I can see being the only way, like, a Battlefield movement could happen. But other than that, Mario and Luigi would for sure, like, Flash has no chance.
I will say, ESO looks better than
Bad
Skyrim,
Wolf said Mario can push someone into a green tube.
and I like how the spells work in this. I like that I can tap a button to use a spell, and I have like a loadout at the bottom, instead of having to like pause the game and then pick the new spell and then go in.
It's more of an MMO-based spell, which is it's nice because it's different.
It feels a lot less clunky to use.
Feels more like you'd be an actual like mage or something, I guess.
I will say,
I haven't tried yet is Skyrim on the virtual reality.
I have. It's not as great as people say it is. It's not that fun. Real clunky.
It would still be worth it to try it at least once.
It's worth it to try for sure. Everybody should try like some type of VR game like that. But it's real clunky. I really don't see like VR being really worth the investment until like omnidirectional treadmills are a thing that's like super cheap, and we can actually move around the world super smoothly and like be able to interact with things better.
Honestly, it
Bad Wolf said Beast Saber though.
Like, for me, I have the Oculus Quest 2, and I never really realized how much I needed it until I got it. Like I never realized how much fun it would be to play. Even just the stuff that's on there right now, I never realized how much it would be fun to play until I actually played it.
Kitty just said
Yeah, that's understandable.
Kitty said that the Flash would be forced to fight Mario and Luigi by Bowser. Could Bowser really force this nigga to do anything?
I mean, Bowser can't force the Flash to do shit. I feel like Mario and Luigi can force the Flash to do something before Bowser could.
I was fighting this monster in this house, and then a beggar inside of the house got in the way. And then he started fighting me, so they both died. And now they're like, you'll be attacked on sight by the law.
Yeah, because you're now a murderer.
Yeah, but he like walked in the way, which is really hard to explain because it's like a video game. It's like,
that's your fault. You should have ran away.
See, we're saying the same
It's
thing,
just
but related to different things. The like, let's see, Tayman said probably. Kitty said Bowser can create planets and galaxies. Bowser is a god. Flash has been the god of
Bowser ain't
speed.
shit.
Also, does Bowser
And wasn't
really
also Flash picked as like a god of love as well?
god of love? Now, I don't know about that. When was it? Are you talking about
like
the Crisis thing?
Some weird thing like that. I might be. I'm not talking about the Crisis in the show. I don't know. I just remember there was something about, oh, he's like the totem of love or god of love now or something. I don't remember exactly.
I think you're talking about the Crisis thing, because they were each like the something something of a thing. I think Supergirl ended up being like Hope. Batwoman was something. The Atom, but he isn't the Atom yet, was something. Have they done anything with him yet? Choi? He was in Crisis. I remember that. Maybe not. Let's see. Tateman said, damn, Kitty, I didn't know that. So, when you say that Bowser can, like, create planets and galaxies or whatever, is that a good, like, fight feat? Is he gonna try to hit the Flash with a planet? I feel like the Flash would just speed blitz him.
I mean, even at the same time, it just feels like that's more like the disadvantage of Bowser.
If Bowser can create planets,
where's he gonna hit him from with that planet?
He better be far enough away.
Where, like, when he he's gotta be at a far enough away distance to where he's not getting hit with that planet too.
Can he survive getting hit by a planet? And does he ever use that?
Can he survive his own power? Like,
when your durability doesn't match your AP, hard rip.
Like, that happens a lot in like TTRPGs.
Let's see. Kitty said 1 second. Will explain. Okay, ballin'. Tateman said Mario Galaxy head ass. Does he ever attack Mario by shooting like planets at him or something? How big are these planets? Are they populated planets? Like, is he like creating life or whatever?
Like, are we talking about like a subplanet like Pluto, or are we talking like an actual planet like the size of Jupiter, or a planet like the size of Earth? What size planet are we talking?
Let's see. Tankman said Kitty can fuck up Bowser. I saw a video once where someone tried to say that Bowser was really powerful, but I can't remember like all the things that Bowser can do. Tankman said 100%. So my objective is somewhere around here, but I don't know where. I'm supposed to find a specific lieutenant guy, but whenever I get to the general area he's supposed to be in, the marker goes away. So I'm looking for like a specific dude, and I know he must be around here, but I just don't see him.
Probably one of those ones where like you get to a general vicinity and they're like, all right, now you gotta explore a little bit.
I see they got me fucked up on that.
Bowser, he can galaxies. His galaxies are able to give Mario powers. He can completely transform his galaxies too. And mind you, these galaxies have their own ecosystem. Each planet is massively different from the other one.
Okay, but can he run so fast he can go back in time?
He wouldn't need to. All he'd have to do is to put the Flash on a volcanic planet, and it's sayonara. The end.
The Flash can run like extremely fast. I don't think like when he like volcanic magma.
Okay. However, he can create entities that can go fast. Like, he may not be able to, but he can spawn off entities that will be able to go fast.
But all the Flash has to do is go back in time to when Bowser was baby Bowser and kill baby Bowser.
He can't do that forever. How often is he? Wait a minute. No, he's not going to kill a baby.
I mean, if the situation gets desperate enough.
He's not killing a baby. Okay, so if you were a superhero, you'd be a baby killer?
Okay. Let me rephrase. He would go back in time to when Bowser committed his first crime and kill him then.
I mean, does Bowser have phasing defenses? Like if Flash just said, I'm gonna phase your heart out your body, can Bowser do anything about that?
I mean, yeah, he could just do that too. Like,
you know how long it would take for him to get to his heart? Bowser is like a lizard, reptile, crocodile. He is super protected.
But do you understand, Kitty, that phasing is literally just moving your atoms to a point like they can vibrate through anything? So I think it would take the same amount of time as it would for him to vibrate through a concrete wall, which is
I know.
only
I
8
can't.
seconds.
True, if we're just talking about normal phasing, but Bowser has a lot of magical abilities. I'm sure he would have some sort of magical attack to prevent that.
But does the game says he specifically has an ability that protects him from people phasing through him?
Well, no. But the Flash doesn't have a specific protection for Bowser either.
The Flash can move so fast that Bowser's not even moving.
He's going back in time.
Lavela said okay, but could they beat Mega Joe?
I don't know who Mega Joe is.
No, yeah, I don't know.
The Flash could move so fast that Bowser wouldn't even be able to like perceive that Flash was there before he was dead.
But as he's making his way across his galaxy, Bowser would already have some of his spawn go and use some sort of magic to prevent Flash from running, stop them in midair.
The Flash is running faster than instantaneous travel.
Yeah, the Flash is moving so fast.
Across the galaxy. Across the universe, actually. It was across the entire universe.
You will not discredit Bowser. He can do it.
The Flash would move so fast
I don't think he can do it.
that the Bowser wouldn't even know that the Flash was coming. The Flash could start running towards Bowser today and arrive yesterday because he could have just run back in time to get it. There's just literally no way to know that it's coming.
But how do we know Bowser doesn't have... But Bowser created his own alternate reality. So how do we know that he just won't send the Flash to his own alternate reality? And he takes away that ability. He can't access the Speed Force in that alternate reality.
Whoa.
That's what he did.
How does he make it where the Flash can't access the Speed Force?
Yeah, because the Speed Force is supposed to like connect to every universe entirely, or like every different like.
But if Bowser's creating his own universe and he makes it so the Speed Force can't access it, how would he do that? Because he can create his own universes, and they had a game where he created his own alternate reality, and nobody knew how to get back.
Yeah, but just.
Wasn't until, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're okay. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, just because he can create his own reality, how does he then disconnect his reality from the Speed Force? Like, how does he do that?
Yeah, because like the Speed Force seems like a cosmic, like, how do I put this? It's like a cosmic. It's basically something that is in every, like, a part of it, every universe, no matter what, from the way that DC describes it.
Okay, so to be fair, he definitely did not know how to get back. Like, he was kind of confused and disoriented when they finally were able to get back. But that makes it even better because that means he would have no way of resolving anything if the Flash got stuck there. You'd just be stuck.
Would he, though?
I mean, the Flash can move so fast that he could be in two places at once as well, so.
Flash could probably, like... Can he universe hop from just running? I'm not sure actually.
No, he can. How is he gonna breathe in
I
outer
really don't think
space?
he can run, so I feel like he's ran across the universe. He doesn't.
There just may not like.
How did he in outer space the first time? I'm
I
guessing he
feel
probably didn't.
I feel like you guys are underrating Bowser just because he's Bowser. Bowser is the now odd.
Doesn't Mario just jump on his head a lot until he dies?
No! Oh my goodness! There's a whole lore to Mario. I thought out of all people you would understand that video games often just aren't 1 and 2 hit there. There's lore to that.
But he has
There's
lost
levels
before to him just getting jumped on though, right?
No! There was this point that Mario was throwing these like massive attacks and he knocked Bowser off a ledge. And he fell all the way down to the bottom of Earth. And do you know what Bowser did?
Died
He
like
jumped back up.
Okay.
Huh?
I was gonna say he died, but what were you gonna say? I was just gonna joke.
No, he jumped back up and continued fighting Mario. This man birthed warlocks from his loins, and they sent them out to fight Mario. He birthed children, like all kinds.
Flash can outrun death.
That's true.
Globula said yeah, but didn't Bowser put down an axe that destroys the bridge he is on, and Bowser just fell into lava after Mario hit the axe down and destroyed the bridge?
Okay. Yeah, but didn't Bowser put an axe that destroys the bridge? He put down an axe. Like he put it down to the side of him, or he accidentally cut the bridge? Abdullah.
It sounds like he threw the axe up, and then Mario hit the axe down, and then the axe hit the bridge, and then Bowser was like, "Oh no!" and then he fell into the lava, and like died.
You think Bowser's Italian?
Oh no, I mean, is he? Like I actually don't know.
Good question.
Well, you had an Italian accent, I know. I don't know either. I don't know, actually. I don't know. He could be.
But like the Flash can outrun death. Can Bowser outrun death?
Does Bowser scale to death?
I'm sick of
Globula
this
said like
Mario slander. Mario is amazing. This is
Mm.
blasphemous.
You know who's actually amazing? Blue Streak,
Ooh.
Speeds by Sonic the Hedgehog. My boy Sonic got all kinds of feats.
Oh, Sonic. Okay, Sonic is cool. Sonic is cool.
Now I could say Bowser would be Sonic for sure, but
Whoa, 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 whoa. Super
Okay,
Sonic?
but wait. A lot of those qualities you said as a Flash count for Sonic. So how is it that
not
Sonic
necessarily. No, not necessarily.
Globula said you know
Flash
who is actually amazing though.
doesn't have
Ridley from Metroid, the giant purple space dragon, could
limit.
fly Bowser.
The Flash can keep moving past any speed he wants to, technically. The Sonic has a speed limit, and he is also not connected to the Speed Force. He doesn't get, like, the Flash, the reason he doesn't, like, fall and, like, get hurt so often is because the Speed Force actually keeps his beak connected to any, like, object he is running across. Sonic doesn't have certain things like those, so it's like comparing an iPhone, like the first iPhone, to the newest iPhone.
I mean, Comic Sonic is really good.
The Comic Sonic is fun.
Also, if we're gonna say Mario gets all his power boosts, also good game, Kratos. Dueling in ESO takes a really long time.
Oh no! I didn't know you guys were
there. That took a while.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, so I've never dueled anyone before.
It's a long fight.
Part of what took so long was you kept summoning that familiar, and that was a pain in the neck.
Are you allowed to summon during a duel? Is that considered of cheating.
How is that cheating if that's what you specialize in?
No, no heals, no buffs. In DCO, you can't really use sodas or any buffs.
Oh,
Or it's
people
considered
always
cheating.
use sodas against me, and I get so salty about it. I'm like, why are you guys healing? And they'll be like, cause you're a healer, you're using your heal. And I'm like, yeah, but that's my power. That's what I'm supposed to
Every single
do.
fucking power you have heals though, so it's like no fair at all. Like, I can do as much damage as I want to you and get you down to like 4 health, and then all of a sudden you got your health back, and I'm like, bro, what? I'm at half health. How am I supposed to? Like, I have no way to get back from this.
You gotta.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Should have been a healer.
True, you could have had these perks too. I don't understand.
But I will say, fire, you can do that with it. And what's the other one? With that nuclear ability?
Atomic?
Fire's a
Question
little
mark?
bit
Atomic.
different with its healing though.
Or is
Just
it
gets
quantum?
self heals, but know how to use it well. You can unlock combos, and it'll continuously heal you while you battle.
Oh, Kratos, I have fun playing with you, my dude. But I gotta go. I gotta go. I was actually working on a program before I started up these streams. So I might continue with that program or write a story or read a comic. I do have some videos planned for tonight, so I hope you guys are hyped for those. But Kratos, did you have fun, my dude?
Yeah. I was working most of the time, so I wasn't able to actually jump in and play with you till the very end there, but that was a fun duel.
I'm glad that you vibe. By the way, I like your outfit. You kind of look like Sub-Zero meets Ocean Master.
Yeah. Here, look. Let
Thank you, Tank Man.
Do you sing, Kitty? That's what Tankman was asking. Oh, now you look like an elf, dude. You look really different when you take the mask off. Mortal Kombat to Lord of the Rings real quick.
Yeah. I'm a high elf.
Oh, so you have that good magic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Did your
have like
character?
dark eyes.
Oh yeah, you do have some creepy looking. I like turned it to like thin your face.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna try to turn up the. Okay.
Blabla said I like Argonians more than elves. I usually like to play my tribal Argonian guy.
Didn't Tolkien, the dude who wrote Lord of the Rings, have like some type of weird ass like man crush on Legolas, where he wanted him to be like the main character of the story for the original like write-up?
I don't know. Ooh.
I heard something about that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
But guys, I had a fun time hanging out. I do have to dip out. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you again to Kratos for sponsoring this video. This is your host, your friend, your boy, JetBlackRLSH, here with
Kratos, aka Seluxus.
Kitty. Down, 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 down.
Good boy, Volt.
Blabla said Globishlala.
And Global.
logging out. Peace, guys, and feel free to DM me. Like, I'll still be around. I'll just be making videos and stuff. Check it out. See you guys soon.